Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Colin Abrams with the HGP SPORTSCAST. The Guyana Football Rugby Union 2018 season scrummed off on Sunday at the National Park with a game between Pepsi Hornets and Panthers. The 2018 season of the GRFU rugby season commenced today at the National Park. Despite the muddy conditions of the National Park's rugby field, the GRFU 2018 season was off to a perfect start. The Pepsi Hornets team held off the strong challenge from the Panthers to win 12-10 to scrum off their campaign in the season opener of the GRFU Bounty Farm 15 tournament on the windy Sunday afternoon. Hornets tries came from national player Leon Greaves along with a conversion from captain Ryan Gonzalez, while Panthers' Godfrey Broom scored both tries for his team. The GRFU secretary is pleading that the government assist in maintaining the field located in the National Park.
We are appealing to the government of Guyana to assist us with rehabilitating our rugby field. If you can see, you notice the conditions that the guys are playing under. But in the interest of sports and because of the love of the sports, in the interest of sports and development, I am appealing on behalf of the Guyana Rugby Football Union to the government of Guyana once again to help us, assist us to look after the field.
Players were urged to show up for all games. Failure to do so will result in players not being eligible for national team selection.
Once they're not showing up, they wouldn't be chosen because you have a certain amount of games you have to attend in order to be chosen. Also, it's based on performance.
Petal Adams, GRFU Secretary. Public Relations Officer of the GRFU, Eson Griffith, said that this year the season will be very exciting.
It'll be very packed because of a lot of international tournaments. What we're going to do in terms of these 2018 tournaments is going to help us prepare for the international tournaments. As we know, we have a lot of international tournaments coming up this year. We have 3 international tournaments, and these local tournaments right now is going to help us in terms of getting players ready, game ready, physical ready, and all these things. While there's training session for the international teams and the teams that go into these international tournaments, these local tournaments are going to help us in terms of getting the players up ready and pulling them together, preparing them for the international stage.
The inaugural ExxonMobil Under-14 Boys and Girls Football Tournament kicked off over the weekend with wins for Buxton Youth Development and Dolphin Secondary. Stanford Howard has more.
In the first match of the tournament, Buxton Youth Development took on Tutorial. Tyrese Dennis, who went for the net right after the whistle and scored just seconds into the game. He scored another in the 8th minute of the game. Dennis then went on to score 2 more goals in the 20th and 30th minute, while his team also contributed with Jarvis scoring in the 11th and 23rd minutes, Samuel Garrett in the 12th minute, Rodwell Weeks in the 37th minute, leaving Tutorial in a frenzy, with them scoring 2 own goals in the 36th and 39th minute to give Buxton the 10-0 victory. In the halfway stage of the game between Tugville and Queenstown, the game ended 1-1, but not before Garfield Caesar opened his side's account, and Tyrese Harding responding in the 40th minute to draw the match. In other results for the day, North Rungveld Multilateral won via walkover from School of the Nations. Annandale and Virgin Nugent also won via walkovers from Bishops and Carmel, while Brigdam won 4-2 against New Campbellville Secondary. St. George's crippled East Rungveld 4-1. South Rungveld gave Kingston a schoolboys whipping 3-1. Marian's Academy win 1-0 over Iflot. Ansgrove beat Charlestown 3-2. And Chase Academy also drew with St. John's. Round 2 continues next Saturday at the Ministry of Education ground, Carifesta Avenue. For the HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
Jelani Trim, the GFF's Junior Female Football Player of the Year 2017, is in Moscow, Russia, where she was Guyana's flag bearer for the opening of the Gazprom's International Social Children's Program, Football for Friendship. The event, which is being held from June 8 to 15, creates an opportunity for participants to attend the opening ceremony and first match of the 2018 FIFA World Cup. 2 adults and 2 young footballers are representing Guyana. GFF's National Female Junior Footballer of the Year 2017 and National Under-15 Female Player Jeladi Trim, Member Association Representative Jadelle Austin, and Communication and Public Relations Officer of the GFF, Deborah Francis. A GFF release expressed the Federation's excitement about the young players' participation. The GFF stated that the coordinators have requested the two young participants serve in two primary roles, footballer and journalist, and both will be exposed to capacity building in their respective areas of focus for the duration of the program. It is expected that the technical skills of participants will be complemented by the opportunity to practice and network with other talented footballers and coaches from around the world. King is scheduled to serve as the young journalist in the F4F International Children's Press Center, reporting on events as they happen. Trim will serve as the footballer and will be given a chance to play in the inaugural 2018 F4F World Championship on June 12 at the Sapson Arena. This will feature a five-a-side mixed team of nationals from the 211 participating countries and regions, including those with disabilities, in keeping with the values of the program. Gazprom is an official partner of FIFA and the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia and aims to develop youth football across the world through youth sport, healthy lifestyles, and promotion of the 9 name core values. For the HGP Sports, Colwyn Abrams. Guyanese spinner Devendra Bishu and Bajan Roston Chase spin Wendy's to a comfortable victory over Sri Lanka on the final day of the first test in Trinidad. Stanford has more.
Wendy's, who made a massive first innings score, declared on 414 for 8 on the second day. All praise went to wicketkeeper Shane Dorridge with his second test century of 125. That knock was supported by skipper Jason Holder and a few other batsmen, including Bishu with his 40. On the third day, the Wendy's seamers, including Miguel Cummings with bowling figures of 3 for 39 off his 13 overs, as well as Gabriel and Roach, helped rip through the Sri Lankan batting, leaving them stunned on 185 all out in 56 overs by T. Wendy's, with a 229 lead, decided against enforcing the follow-on. They added pressure on the Sri Lankan bowlers, and finally on the fourth day after lunch they declared on 223 for 7. With 452 runs for Sri Lanka to register their first test match win in the Caribbean, they ended the fourth day on 176 for 3, with Mendez on 94. Mendez moved on to make a solid 102 on the 5th morning of the test, but his efforts was in vain as the Windies wrapped up the game soon after lunch by clutching out Sri Lanka for 226 short of their target, giving the Windies their first test victory in 10 years against Sri Lanka. The second test match bowls off on Thursday, the 14th of June at the Darren Sammy Cricket Stadium in St. Lucia. For the HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
Thank you, Stanford. And on a sad note, National School Championship gold medalist Beyonce Ross passed away on Monday morning at the Georgetown Public Hospital. She was diagnosed in March with a tumor in the middle of her brain. Ross was hospitalized since Thursday last after she experienced a seizure. Attempts were being made for Ross to be flown overseas to surgically remove the tumor, since the operation could not be done locally. Ross was a student of the Lower Currentine Secondary School in Rose Hall and had won 3 gold medals at the National Schools Cycling Championship in October 2017. The management and staff of the HGP Nightly News are extending condolences to the grieving family and friends. And that has brought us to the end of this edition of the HGP Sportscast. Remember, if your dream is big enough, the facts don't matter. Goodbye.